Across the African coastline, a new era of maritime development is underway. The once quiet and underutilized ports are now bustling with activity, signaling a significant transformation in the region's economic landscape. This change is not just a local phenomenon but part of a broader, more ambitious vision that spans continents and oceans. China, with its ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, is investing heavily in port infrastructure. This initiative, which aims to enhance global trade routes, has seen China pour billions of dollars into developing ports across Africa. Chinese workers and engineers are a common sight at these construction sites, bringing with them advanced technology and expertise. These investments are transforming trade routes and raising questions about China's long-term strategic goals. The presence of Chinese and African flags on cargo ships symbolizes a new era of international cooperation and trade. However, it also prompts a closer examination of the geopolitical implications of such extensive investments. From the Horn of Africa to the Atlantic coast, Chinese-funded ports are changing the face of African trade and security. In countries like Djibouti and Nigeria, the landscape is dotted with new port facilities, all bearing the mark of Chinese investment. These ports are not just gateways for goods but also strategic points that could influence regional security dynamics. This surge in investment is not merely about economic gain. Economists and politicians alike are debating the broader implications of these developments. While the economic benefits are clear, the strategic and political ramifications are complex and far-reaching. It represents a calculated move by China to secure its maritime interests and project its influence globally. The presence of Chinese naval ships near these ports underscores the strategic importance of these investments. Meetings between Chinese diplomats and African leaders further highlight the deepening ties and the multifaceted nature of this cooperation. As China's economic and political might grows, so too does its need for secure sea lanes and strategic outposts. The busy sea lanes, filled with Chinese cargo ships, are a testament to the increasing volume of trade. Strategic outposts with Chinese flags signal a new era of maritime dominance and influence. Africa, with its vast coastline and underdeveloped ports, presents a prime opportunity for China to achieve these objectives. The transformation of these ports, from underdeveloped facilities to modern hubs of activity, is a clear indication of the potential that China sees in the continent. Chinese engineers are often seen surveying coastal areas, planning the next phase of development. The scale and scope of China's port investments are unprecedented. Large-scale construction projects are underway across the continent, each one more ambitious than the last. The expansive views of new port facilities funded by China are a testament to the country's commitment to this initiative. Billions of dollars are being poured into the construction of new ports and the modernization of existing ones. The sight of construction workers at these sites, alongside modernized terminals equipped with advanced technology, highlights the scale of these investments. This is not just about building infrastructure but about creating state-of-the-art facilities that can compete on a global scale. This infrastructure development is transforming African economies and creating new opportunities for trade and investment. The increased trade activity in African markets is a direct result of these new port facilities. Local economies are experiencing a boost, with new jobs being created and new business opportunities emerging. However, it is also raising concerns about debt sustainability and China's growing influence on the continent. Discussions between Chinese and African leaders often touch on the issue of debt, with some fearing that these investments could lead to a new form of economic dependency. Protests and concerns about Chinese influence are also becoming more common, highlighting the complex and sometimes contentious nature of this new Silk Road on the seas. China's economic engine, hungry for resources and new markets, drives its African port investments. Africa's vast reserves of oil, minerals, and agricultural products are crucial for sustaining China's continued growth. These investments secure access to these resources and facilitate their transport back to China. Beyond resource extraction, China sees Africa as a burgeoning market for its manufactured goods. As incomes rise in many African countries, so too does demand for affordable Chinese products. Investing in port infrastructure allows China to tap into these expanding markets and establish a strong economic foothold. This economic engagement, however, is not without its critics. Some argue that China's focus on resource extraction benefits Chinese companies more than African communities. They point to issues like land grabbing, environmental degradation, and labor exploitation as evidence of China's exploitative practices. Djibouti, strategically located at the entrance to the Red Sea, stands as a prime example of China's ambitions. This small yet pivotal nation has become a focal point in the geopolitical chess game, where the stakes are high and the players are powerful. The Red Sea is one of the world's most crucial maritime choke points, and Djibouti's position here is no accident. It offers a gateway to the Suez Canal, through which a significant portion of global trade flows. Here, China has established its first overseas military base, a testament to the country's growing global reach. This base is not just a military outpost, it symbolizes China's strategic foresight and its intent to project power far beyond its borders. The facility supports a range of military operations from anti-piracy missions to humanitarian efforts, showcasing China's multifaceted approach to its international presence. This base serves as a logistics hub for Chinese naval operations in the Indian Ocean and beyond. It provides essential support for naval ships, ensuring they can operate efficiently across vast distances. The Indian Ocean is a critical arena for global maritime trade, and China's presence here underscores its commitment to securing its maritime interests and expanding its influence. Further south, the port of Mombasa in Kenya, a key entry point for East African trade, has also received significant Chinese investment. Mombasa is not just a port, it's a lifeline for the region's economy, facilitating the flow of goods and services. China's investments have modernized the port, enhancing its capacity and efficiency, making it a vital hub for trade in East Africa. These investments have transformed Mombasa into a modern container port, but they have also fueled concerns about Kenya's growing indebtedness to China. The modernization has brought economic benefits, but it has also raised questions about the long-term implications of such debt. Critics argue that these investments could lead to a form of economic dependency, where Kenya's sovereignty is compromised by its financial obligations to China. These are just two examples among many. Across the African continent, Chinese-funded port projects are reshaping the maritime landscape. Each port represents a strategic foothold, a piece of a larger puzzle in China's global strategy. The investments are part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, aimed at creating a vast network of trade routes and infrastructure projects that span the globe. From Walvis Bay in Namibia to Kribi in Cameroon, Chinese-funded ports are springing up across the African coastline. These ports are not just commercial ventures, they are strategic assets that enhance China's influence in the region. Each port serves as a node in a growing network of Chinese interests, facilitating trade, military operations, and diplomatic engagement. Each project deepens China's influence and brings its naval ambitions into sharper focus. The presence of Chinese naval ships at these ports is a clear indication of China's intent to protect its interests and project power. As China's footprint in Africa grows, so does its ability to shape the geopolitical landscape, challenging traditional powers and redefining the balance of power in the region. China's growing naval presence in the Indian Ocean and beyond is becoming increasingly evident. Over the past decade, China has significantly expanded its naval capabilities, deploying more ships and submarines to international waters. This expansion is not just about increasing the number of vessels but also about enhancing their technological sophistication and operational range. This burgeoning naval power is inextricably linked to China's strategic investments in port infrastructure across Africa. By establishing a network of ports, China ensures that its navy has the necessary logistical support to sustain long-term operations far from its home shores. These ports serve as vital hubs for refueling, resupplying, and maintaining its fleet, thereby extending the operational reach of the Chinese Navy. These ports provide crucial logistical support for Chinese warships, enabling them to operate far from their home shores. The presence of Chinese naval vessels in African ports is a clear indication of China's intent to secure its maritime interests and protect its investments in the region. This strategic positioning allows China to project power and influence across key maritime routes. This increased naval activity signals China's desire to protect its maritime interests and project power globally. The Chinese Navy's presence in international waters is not just about safeguarding trade routes, but also about asserting its influence in global maritime affairs. By patrolling these waters, China aims to deter potential threats and ensure the security of its maritime trade. The Chinese Navy, once confined to the waters near its coast, is rapidly expanding its capabilities and reach. This transformation is part of a broader strategy to build a blue water navy capable of operating across the world's oceans. The expansion includes the development of new classes of warships, submarines, and aircraft carriers, all designed to enhance China's naval power. New warships, including aircraft carriers and destroyers, are being commissioned at an impressive rate. These vessels are equipped with advanced weaponry and technology, making them formidable assets in China's naval arsenal. The addition of these modern ships signifies China's commitment to becoming a dominant maritime power. The rapid commissioning of new ships is a testament to China's robust shipbuilding industry. Shipyards across the country are working tirelessly to produce state-of-the-art naval vessels, ensuring that the Chinese Navy remains at the forefront of maritime innovation. This continuous production cycle highlights China's determination to maintain a strong and modern navy. These modern vessels require access to friendly ports for refueling, resupply, and repairs. The strategic placement of these ports around the world ensures that the Chinese Navy can sustain prolonged deployments and maintain its operational readiness. This global network of ports is crucial for supporting China's expanding naval operations. This growing naval presence has not gone unnoticed by other global powers. Countries around the world are closely monitoring China's naval activities, recognizing the potential implications for regional and global security. The increased visibility of Chinese warships in international waters has prompted other nations to reassess their own naval strategies and capabilities. The United States in particular sees China's maritime ambitions as a potential threat to its own naval dominance. As the world's leading naval power, the U.S. is keenly aware of the strategic challenges posed by China's expanding navy. This has led to increased naval patrols and exercises in key regions as the U.S. seeks to counterbalance China's growing influence. As China's naval power grows, so too does the potential for competition and even conflict in key maritime choke points. These narrow passages are critical for global trade and military strategy, making them potential flashpoints for naval confrontations. The presence of multiple naval forces in these areas increases the risk of misunderstandings and escalations, highlighting the need for careful navigation of international maritime relations.